whole IPAF festival. My name is OLEG SOSNOV. I'm from Kiev, Ukraine, and thanks a lot for the invitation to take part in your event. I would like to present some project that took place in Ukraine, and I was involved in their organization as a curator or coordinator of the project. First of all, it's very difficult times in Ukraine to work on a cultural project, especially in public space, because of some political and economical turbulences in our country, and the idea of a lot of public projects in a public space was to give some messages, some ideas to larger audience than mass media, and to present to people, to large audience, some projects that are taking place all over the world and representing contemporary art there. And we would like to with our colleagues and with our different partners to invite artists from different countries and to work with them in Kiev and in different regions. I've started to work on street art project, on urban art projects 5 years ago. It was a meeting with a French curator set, French artist Julien Malan, and we were thinking with him how to represent the Ukraine scene, and he was working on a movie, and that's how I met some different Ukrainian artists, and we would like to continue this cooperation with set, and we did a few projects with him, one in university with Ukrainian artists, with Valon from Interesny Kaski, then in a detention camp for minors in Kharkiv. It's like a prison for minors, and he did a mural there also. And then, step by step, I start to invite some different artists from France, from Italy, from Portugal, from Russia, from States, from Chile, from Argentina, and the idea was to bring their own culture, their own vision of art here in Ukraine, and to spread their styles, to spread our messages, and to change a bit our urban landscape. And we started our project in the center of Kiev to show to some local authorities, to people, that this kind of art exists. It was also a very strong tradition of Soviet mosaics here. It's also a very strong part of urban landscape here, urban art, and this tradition was a bit forgotten, and then we started to work especially in the hoods. The idea was to bring international artists and masters of their work, of their art, and to bring them in the hood where people just go to sleep, just go to work on the factories, on the plants, and the idea was to show them another reality, another vision of world, and we started to create very big scale murals around 50 meters high. We worked on this project with the local mayor of one of Kiev district. It's like a very, very gray ghetto, like a hood, and this mayor supported some ideas, and we did 5 big scales mural of 50 meters with Pantonio, Akuda, Kenner, and 2 Ukrainian artists. Then the idea was to go with the same intention, with the same messages, to go in the small cities in Ukraine and to spread some messages there, to bring there new contemporary art pieces, because in Ukraine there is no big art market, no strong art activity with international partners. So when you come with an artist in a small city, you bring something more than just a piece of art. People see other approaches as visions from different countries, and they see also how their landscape changes. They can see that the images, the murals that was created in their hoods close to their homes, changing their daily life, and they can see new things they never existed before. And I think that in local context, when Ukraine living time of changes, political changes, economical changes, it's a very good symbol to show to people that every change is possible, and it can be a change for better. Also, we launched a bigger project with the Sky Art Foundation last year. We called it Mural Social Club, and the idea and the goal of the project was to create some big-scale mural in the hoods of Kiev and also in the small cities. This year the project evaluated. We wanted to do the same things, but we would like to combine our efforts with the project of SET, Julien Malan, and we would like to go to paint in schools and to work especially with children and everything that related with education. And with Julien we chose 8 artists, and we found like 5 different partners in different regions, and that's how we would like to spread our ideas, our messages on whole the country. And we painted around 8 schools, 1 university, 1 kindergarten, and even a prison for minors. It's like a preliminary detention camp for kids, for adults, for teenagers, and they spent there like few years, and the idea was even to paint the entrance to the prison. If we would like to change something, we should change first of all the ideas in the heads of people and kids. It's a very important audience for us to send new messages, to change their own visions from the very beginning of their life. And also we go sometimes in strange places in Ukraine to paint. On the 30th anniversary of Chernobyl catastrophe, we went to Chernobyl with the Portuguese artist Pantonia to paint there a small mural that symbolizes the danger of the nuclear energy. And also a lot of projects in Kiev and in Ukraine were related with local context and the situation in Ukraine. We lived huge turbulence. It was a revolution in Ukraine 4 years ago called Maidan, or Revolution of Dignity, and a lot of murals, of course, were related with all these events, and some of them were painted by local artists such as Vaon Interesnikavsky, Aek Interesnikavsky, Sergei Radkevich, and all these guys were in the dialogue with all the events, and with their works, with their murals. They reflected also the situation of in our country, and they are trying to spread and to launch the messages that should support this revolutionary movement. Also, there were incredible project that took place here in Kiev, where we are now. It's in the very center of Kiev, called Park of Celestial Garden of Celestial 100. 100 of people were killed in 2 days here during the revolution. People were shot by snipers, also from Kalashnikov machine guns, right on the street in the very center of Kiev. they did this park dedicated to all the victims of Maidan, all the victims who were killed during the riots for the freedom of Ukraine, and the portrait of Sergei Nigayan made by great Portuguese artist Vils, symbolizing also this homage, this dedication and memorial project to all the people that sacrificed their lives against Russian aggression or for freedom of our country. And of course all the urban interventions, all the interventions that touch a lot of people, large audience of people, should be in resonance, should be in the good context, in the same energetic vibe as the context in our country. And art is just a reflection of the meaning and the sense what is going on in our country or what will be going in our country. So it's a very important thing to do urban projects, urban interventions, taking into consideration all these factors before doing some kind of images or decoration. So good luck with all your projects, colleague, and Vida Larga IPAF Festival.